Everything you think you know about getting older is completely wrong. I am sending this message back in time to you. I'm 73 years old now, and I've lived two distinct lives. The first was a 52-year long sprint toward conventional success, and the second has been a 21-year journey of intentional living. I'm not sharing my story to impress you or to sound wise. I'm sharing it as a warning from your own future. I'm making this because I'm running out of time and there are things you need to hear before it's too late. Not for me, but for you. For the first 5 decades of my life, I did everything I was supposed to do. I lived on autopilot, focused on checking boxes and meeting the external expectations of society. I had all the conventional markers of a successful life, the established career, the house, and the respect of my peers. From the outside, I had it all figured out. But on the inside, I was simply going through the motions, believing the same lies about life that many of you still do. I learned a difficult lesson during those years. Success is a terrible goal. I would achieve a major milestone and feel amazing for about 48 hours. Then, the feeling would fade and the need for new, bigger achievement would take over. It was a relentless cycle, a hamster wheel of constant chasing for validation that never brought lasting satisfaction. This pursuit has devastating consequences. I had a friend who died 3 years ago at 68. He worked 70-hour weeks his entire life and never took a real vacation. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him. Is that the legacy you want?" I spent 30 years climbing a ladder only to realize when I got to the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. The central self-deception that governed my first 52 years was the belief that I had plenty of time. I see this same dangerous assumption in everyone around me, a mindset that allows us to endlessly postpone happiness. This lie manifests in familiar excuses. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids are grown, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth: that day never comes. The goalposts are always moving. You get the promotion and suddenly you need the next one. You make more money and suddenly you need more. Before you know it, your life has passed you by. I was living a life of quiet desperation, blind to the fact that my path was leading directly off a cliff. Then, in the middle of a meeting about quarterly projections, my heart forced me to look down. At age 52, while in that meeting, my world collapsed. The room started spinning, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a hospital bed. The first thing I saw was the sterile white ceiling. The next was the face of my crying wife. Reality hit me not as a thought, but as a cold dread. The tubes in my arms, the rhythmic beeping of a machine that was now in charge of my life. Doctors called it a cardiac event and told me I was lucky. I agreed, but not for the reasons they thought. Lying in that hospital bed with nothing to do but think, I was struck by a terrifying realization. This wasn't just a health scare, it was an existential wake-up call. I understood with horrifying clarity that I had been living my entire life on autopilot and I wasn't really alive. I finally understood that the wrong wall wasn't a bad career choice. It was a life built on a foundation of hollow achievements and postponed joy. I had to ask myself, if I had died that day? What would I have left behind? A nice house, a retirement account, a collection of achievements that nobody would remember in 5 years. This moment of stark clarity became the dividing line between my first life and my second. Following my heart attack, I made immediate and profound shifts in how I lived. I traded the pursuit of more for the appreciation of now, fundamentally altering my priorities. Before the heart attack, I was chasing promotions and money. After, I stepped back from work. I used to say yes to every obligation, but I started saying no to things that didn't matter. I stopped putting off joy for someday and started saying yes to things I had delayed for decades. In the 21 years since my near-death experience, I've learned that the recipe for a meaningful life is embarrassingly simple. It has nothing to do with wealth or status, and everything to do with the fundamental pillars of human experience: time with people you love, work that feels meaningful to you, choosing experiences over things, and simply being present to appreciate each day as it comes. I discovered a central paradox of life: when you understand time is limited, you start to actually live. I am happier now at 73, fully aware that my time is finite, than I was at 30 when I thought I had all the time in the world. This profound shift in perspective has made my last 21 years the richest of my life, not in money, but in meaning, connection, and joy. My transformation isn't just a story, it's a blueprint for anyone feeling trapped on that same hamster wheel. My most urgent message for you is about the nature of regret. As you get older, your regrets are not about failures or the things you did wrong. The regrets that truly haunt you are about the things you didn't do at all. These are the missed opportunities and the unexpressed feelings that eat away at you. For me, it was the trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let deteriorate. The book I always wanted to write but never started. And the time I didn't spend with my kids because I was working late. One regret stands out with particular pain. My father died when I was 45. We had a complicated relationship and I was always too busy to really work on it. Then, a heart attack, and he was gone within hours. You know my biggest regret? All the Sundays I didn't call him. If I could go back in time, this is the direct, no-nonsense advice I would give my younger self and to you. Right now, stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop sacrificing your health for your career. Stop putting off joy until someday. Stop waiting for permission to live the life you want. Instead, start calling your parents more often. Start taking the trips you dream about. Start doing the things that scare you. Start saying no to obligations that drain you, and start saying yes to experiences that fulfill you. And most importantly, start now. I leave you with a critical question, one that demands an honest and immediate answer. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? If the answer is no, what are you waiting for? The perfect time will never come, because life will always be messy and complicated. Waiting for the right moment is a trap that will cost you your entire life. This is the simple truth it took me 52 years to learn.